Okay, so I'll begin by saying thanks for coming to Subaru of Lethbridge. With me is Wendy Dot, who's been, in my memory, our best and longest customer, and has been with the brand for over 30 years. So when we're about to celebrate our 15th anniversary, and on Saturday here, and I thought it would be nice to talk to somebody about their experiences with our dealership. I'm Joe Kadezabek, the sales manager here at Subaru of Lethbridge, and have been in that role since we started back in 09, March 16th, 09. What we had in mind was just a little informal visit, and the first question I guess I'd ask you, Wendy, is you've been driving Subarus now for 30 years, or almost 30 years, and as you mentioned, we're the first person or you had the very first generation of Outback, and
That's right.
maybe we're even the first person to buy an Outback in Lethbridge. That's something I couldn't confirm, but
but it was actually at least the first year it was available. I had that year of Outback, and pretty much, except for a short interlude, there's been no looking back for me with Subarus.
That's good.
I think I first got into Subarus because of the all-wheel drive system, and kind of like the security and the confidence that gave me for driving in all weathers and to places that in those days that I was taking my children to, mostly for sports. And that very first Outback, if I can just tell a little story about that Outback, was that my first excursion was in fact to Edmonton in about March. And as we got north of Calgary, I hated that trip anyway, as we got north of Calgary, I noticed that things coming towards us were going off into the ditch. And it wasn't long after that things on our side of the road were going off into the ditch. But here I was in my Subaru without winter tires, even in those days. And we were just carrying on very nicely, felt very secure, very safe, and I was so glad to be in that car that day. And really, that feeling of this safe, dependable cars has just kept with me with every Subaru I've ever had. And I think having children and taking them to places, and the all-wheel drive and the clearance to me was really important because of snow and taking it to kind of the mountains and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was and it's just carried on from there, really.
And I think it's important to mention that, Wendy, you've had, between the vehicles you've personally owned and that your family has purchased on your recommendation, so your children and extended family, I think you've had 26 Subarus, 30 different Subarus. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
Unprecedented, really, for us. Nobody's even close to that. And that's a huge vote of confidence for us.
And actually,